Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello everyone, welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for joining us today. As you can see, we are out on location again. We are inside the Gadsden Convention Hall. We're going to be talking about Gadsden's Summer Concert Series, the First Friday Concert Series that normally takes place in the Mort Glosser Amphitheater, but the weather hasn't cooperated today, so you can see the band Purple Masquerade setting up behind us as they get ready for tonight's show. Tonight will be in Convention Hall. The rest of them, hopefully, weather permitting, will be in the Mort Glosser Amphitheater. But anyway, we're going to be talking about that as we go through the day today here on East Alabama Today. But before we get started, let me remind you that you guys are our eyes and ears out on the street. You guys let us know what's going on in your community and in your neck of the woods and give us ideas for our program. So what I want you to do is, if you have an idea, I want you to send me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. Fairs, festivals, special events, things that are going on in your community, special people in your community. Maybe you know someone who's a writer, an author, or a musician or something like that. You think they'd be a great guest for the show? Well, just shoot me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. And also remember that you can always go online and watch past shows in the online archive. Go to tv24.tv, go to the on-demand section, click on East Alabama Today, and there you see a whole series of year and a half worth of old shows there that you can go back and review, watch again if you like, review some information, pick up some information maybe you didn't notice the first time. So go by and do that at tv24.tv. When we come back, Janet Tarrance from the Gadsden Parks and Recreation Department will join us, and we'll be talking about this year's Summer Concert Series in Gadsden. Stay with us. Well, welcome back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady, and we are on location at Gadsden's Convention Hall. Janet Tarrance is with me again with the Gadsden Parks and Recreation Department, the Special Events Coordinator, and we have more special events to talk about. You guys are keeping the city of Gadsden really busy.
We are. We're killing it and loving it. So we've got our Summer Concert Series coming up.
Yeah, and it's getting started tonight. That's why we're at Convention Hall. Unfortunately, the weather has not cooperated today, and normally the Summer Concert Series is in the Mort Glosser Amphitheater, and it's kind of been rainy and nasty today, so we've had to move everything inside, but it's still going to be a good show and a lot of fun. And so we're going to talk a little bit about tonight's show, but then really focus on the shows coming up for the rest of the summer. And just go back though and talk a little bit about the Summer Concert Series. It's something that started several years ago on the first Friday nights as a complement to DGI's First Friday event.
Yes, which is absolutely wonderful. Kay Moore, she does a great job. And what we found out was people weren't really ready to go home, you know, at 8:30, 9 o'clock. So, and then you have a lot of people who will go out later, but what do you do in between those two times, you know? And so we tossed around the idea about having this concert series and never knew how much people would absolutely love it. I mean, they start just pounding us on Facebook, social media, emails come January. Can you tell us yet? Who is it? Who's coming? You know, we're excited, can't wait. I guess, you know, they've got the fever, you know, they're, after the Christmas holidays, everybody's ready and looking forward to those spring and summer months. So, but yeah, we started this event and, you know, started off with just maybe with some locals and stuff, and then we decided we would just branch into bringing some people in that maybe a lot of people here in Gadsden or our surrounding areas who come out for our First Friday event have never heard of, or maybe they've heard of them, but they've just never seen them. And so we've got a phenomenal lineup. We're very excited, and I think this is going to be the best season yet.
And it's kind of morphed into the last couple of years, almost a tribute band series. You guys have kind of been doing a lot of tribute bands as part of this, and people are really eating it up. People are, after First Friday, they will all walk over to the amphitheater and just have a blast. Even though there's not officially a dance floor, all those pictures I see, there's a lot of people dancing. People there's a little bit of an area down there on the floor.
You know what my favorite part is, you see a lot of like daddies with their daughters or moms with their little boys. You know, I mean, they're parents with the kids, and they're out there dancing, and they're loving it. And so it's turned into just a really good, fun family event. You know, you can bring your cushions, your coolers. Some nights get a little chilly, and so we'll see some people bringing their blankets, but this event is an event for everybody. It is so much fun, and it's a lot of fun planning the event.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
There's a lot of debate that goes on.
You know, being in the radio and TV business for 30 years, and I've had my hands full with a lot of concert planning and event planning and TV show planning and things like that, and I love that side of it. And planning events and being a part of the behind the scenes of these things is a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
You've been a part of it for a while.
Oh, yeah. And just seeing everything come together, I think, is my favorite part, you know, and then hearing the outcome. But, you know, our committee, we start meeting December, January, and usually what I do is and some of the other people on the committee, if they have somebody they want to recommend, but we'll narrow it down to about 10 bands. And we'll go through, we'll listen to them, we'll, you know, find out what days they're available, and you know, price range, of course, and all of that. So, and then we narrow it down to the ones that we just got to have. And so we've had, like you said, some great ones. We've had the Billy Joel, Elton John, the Eagles, which we've had them twice. I mean, people have requested them back over Pink Floyd. So we've had the Jimmy Buffett tribute band. We've had some really, really great bands. So, but this year, I'm so excited.
You guys are knocking it out of the park this year. That's why I really wish I could stay tonight for this show, but I can't. But and you know, the behind the scenes stuff that I like so much, that's why I wanted to be here while they're setting up behind us. You can see the little bit of activity going on the stage behind us, where these guys are setting up for Purple Masquerade, which is the first group in the series this year, which is the Prince tributes.
Yes,
this is going to be awesome.
I mean, Prince is someone for everyone. He's an icon, and it doesn't matter who you are. Everybody's heard of Prince. And most everybody can find one song that they love by Prince. Right. And something interesting that I have learned about this band and about the lead singer, CJ, he actually done some body doubles in some movies with Prince of some parts that Prince did not want to play. So he was his double.
That's interesting.
And he knew Prince, you know, before his passing, and has worked, you know, hands-on with him. And you know, we met them earlier, and they're so excited. And of course, I mean, they are disappointed. They absolutely fell in love when they walked in the amp. And
everybody loves the amp.
They were, you know, taking pictures of it, and they were like, "We're so excited." And I was like, "Oh, but the rain is coming, so you know." And they're like, "Please have us back. We're going to play here." But I think they're going to do a great job. I've seen some of their YouTube clips, and of course Tommy Lusk, their agent, has sent me over several things that, you know, they have done, and it's going to be fun. We're going to party like it's 1999 right here in Convention Hall.
With just like you really had Prince here, and it's going to be really nice. Well, as we move through the rest of the series, these concerts happen on the first Friday of each month. Through August, September. We're going to go through all the way through August. August is the last one. August is the last one. So next up, of course, we have June.
Yes.
June will be June the 2nd, Friday, June the 2nd, and the World Turning Band, which is a Fleetwood Mac tribute.
Yes.
I can see where you're saying this is going to be the greatest year ever.
No, I love Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks, and you know, they do just about every one of those songs that you could possibly think of, you know, between the 70s and 80s that Fleetwood Mac, or, you know, Stevie, she did some, you know, just standing alone, but they're going to do every one of those, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. They, you know, travel around and play in anywhere from, you know, Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, all the way over in California. And so it was hard to get this band. It took some, you know, work, and at first they were like, well, we can't come in July, but we can come in June. And I was like, oh, we've already booked for July. We really want you, you know. And so then at the very last minute, it panned out. They had a cancellation, and so it just happened. So we're so excited.
Well, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the rest of the Summer Concert Series. We'll talk about some of our sponsors that make it happen, because you can't do these things without sponsors, because these are free concerts.
They are.
You just turn people loose and open the door and say, come on in.
Come on in, you're welcome.
Absolutely. So we'll be back in a minute to continue with East Alabama Today. Welcome back to Convention Hall in Gadsden. Janet Tarrance is my guest, and Janet is the Special Events Coordinator for the Gadsden Parks and Recreation Department, and we're talking about Gadsden's Summer Concert Series that happens on the first Friday night of every month during the summer. The concerts typically held at the Mort Glosser Amphitheater, the historic amphitheater in downtown Gadsden. Today we are at Convention Hall in Gadsden because the weather has not cooperated for tonight's show, so we've had to move everything inside. Now, it's not going to dampen anybody's spirits. It's still going to be a great show.
It is.
But it's going to be inside as opposed to outside.
And you know, to let everybody know, we've been blessed with an area that we can have a backup plan.
Yeah,
so anytime there's rain, the show will go on. It will go on right here at Convention Hall,
right,
like it is tonight. So,
rain or shine, even though, you know, some of the first Friday has kind of been dampened down tonight, but you'll still have a crowd of folks here without it, because people are looking forward to seeing Purple Masquerade, which is the first group in the concert series, the Summer Concert Series, coming up in June, like we talked about earlier, the World Turning Band, which is a Fleetwood Mac tribute. And then in July the 7th, is that right? July the 7th? That's not officially the first Friday, is it? But it
is the first Friday.
It is the first Friday. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So the Saturday will be the first. Okay.
Yes.
So Friday the 7th, you have Ultimate Aldean.
Yes.
Now, this is a country group that is a tribute.
First time for a country
First
act.
time for country act. Yeah, that's right. You've been bringing a lot of classic rock and a lot of 80s rock in. So this would be the first time you were doing a tribute to a country act, a tribute to Jason Aldean. Now, I have to say, I didn't know Jason Aldean was famous enough or had been around long enough to have a tribute band yet. But I guess somebody likes him.
Well, and you know, well, first of all, Jason Aldean has won Entertainer of the Year for 8 consecutive years.
Really?
And he won International Entertainer of the Year before last.
Yeah, I guess I'm not paying enough attention to modern country music anymore.
he is a very entertaining gentleman. And to give you a little background about this guy that is doing the Jason Aldean experience, he's from Tampa, Florida. He decided that he wants to be a singer-songwriter, and he moved to Nashville. And he was out there for about a year, and it just wasn't happening,
right?
You know. And so he packs back up. He comes back home to Tampa. Well, during that time was about the time that Jason Aldean was starting to hit it big. So when he comes back, all these people, his friends, his family, you've made it big. You even changed your name.
They thought he was Jason Aldean. Wow.
And he's like, what are you talking about? No, I haven't made it big. That's why I'm back. And they were like, whatever, you know. And so they were like, no. And so they pulled it up on the computer. And he's like, guys, I wished it was, but it's not me. And so a friend of his said, I've got an idea for you. You need to record yourself, you need to learn his music, and you need to send it to Vegas.
Yeah.
And he did.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically him doing a Jason Aldean song. He looks identical to Jason Aldean. He sounds like Jason Aldean. And he just presented it, hey, would you want a Jason Aldean look-alike, a tribute to Jason Aldean.
Those are big in Vegas. A lot of
those are very big
kind
in
of acts
Vegas,
in Vegas.
and that's what he's doing now.
Wow.
So when we heard about him, if I'm not mistaken, it was funny because Hugh and I had kind of heard about him from separate people, and Hugh had gotten with the guy who his agent somehow knew or come through his email, sent it to me, and it was about the same time I was trying to figure out how to get in touch with this guy. And so it just happened to work out, and he's out of California, his agent is, and he was like, well, you know, his shows are pretty much booked, let me see. And so it just happened to pan out. He was available, but his main gig, his performance on a nightly basis is in Vegas.
That would be nice.
But I think the story is interesting. It's funny. It's you know, it's good for him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. I think that's cool that even his friends thought it was him and they just changed his name.
But
wow.
I mean, there's a picture. I looked him up. There's a picture of him and Jason Aldean standing side by side. Can't tell the difference.
Can't tell which one's which. That's incredible. Well, that's the July show. That'll happen on July the 7th. And then the final show of the series comes up in August the 4th. And this is a group that I have heard a lot about from a lot of local people. I don't know how much they've played locally, but I know people who will go from Gadsden to Atlanta to Nashville to Chattanooga. Every time they hear that Departure is playing, they scatter and go wherever they can find them. So I think you're going to have a full house that night with the Journey tribute band called Departure.
We are. Journey played here for the concert series about 3 years ago, and we've had so much requests to bring them back. And you know, we love to hear from the public. Who do you want to see? Who do you want us to bring back? You know, we brought the Eagles back, and we had last year so many requests. Please bring the Journey band back. Please bring Departure back. Please bring them back. And so it was like, we loved them too. I mean, I wanted them back last year, you know, and I'm such a huge Journey fan. I mean, like, I'm an 80s rock kid and love 80s rock, but Journey is like my band.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about them coming back. The public is excited. It will be a full house.
It will be that night.
And I mean, who doesn't love Journey, right?
Right.
I mean, I've got them a CD in my car. I'm still listening to CDs. Listen to me. But yeah, I love them. And I bought their vinyl the other day. So I love Journey.
So that's going to be a big group coming up on August the 4th. Again, the Departure band, that's the Journey tribute band. They're always a big hit. And I really think you said earlier in the show that you thought this was going to be the biggest year ever for the Summer Concert Series, and I think you're right with Purple Masquerade, World Turning Band, Ultimate Aldean, and Departure. This is going to be quite a year for the Summer Concert Series.
It is, and I tell you, I love like this time of year. No matter where I'm at, people are always coming up and saying, when's the concert? Who's playing? You know, or the other day I was in Walmart and I bet 3 people said, I can't wait for Friday night. And then a friend of mine, Tawana, she came up to me and she said, girl, I'm going to rock my purple high heels come Friday night. And I said, okay, you just bring them on. We're ready, you know. But, you know, the thing about it is we're a very small committee made up of about 8 to 10 people on our committee. And what I love about it is we work really hard to go out and get the funds to pay for this. This is nothing that goes through the city. It's nothing that goes through DGI. We each take a role and go out and get sponsors to help pay for this event. Every bit of this money is put into the concert. And without our sponsors, there's no way we could do it.
Right.
And
so you go ahead and mention some of those big sponsors.
We have been just so excited this year. I mean, we've got some phenomenal sponsors. I'm going to have to read them off the paper. We've gotten so many, but of course, Greater Gadsden Tourism. I mean, they're big sponsors. Northwestern Mutual, Alabama Power, Insurance Facilities, Wind South Credit Union, Model T's, of course, Mix 102.9, WQSB, Alabama 810. Our radio stations that are helping support us, and Ronnie Watkins Ford, Advanced Cardiovascular, Jax, they've been sponsors for years. Of course, DGI, Riverbank and Trust, Coke, Observer, the Gadsden Times, we have them this year, Rainbow City Pet Clinic, A1 Exterminating, Regions Bank, Family Savings Credit Union, Holiday Inn Express, The Messenger. All of these people, they've come here and, you know, they love this and they want to be a part of it. They want to do something for the community.
Right.
And we're very thankful to them.
Absolutely. We're going to take another commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up with a few little pieces of information that we need to add, and then we'll call it a day. So we'll be back in a moment. Well, welcome back in for our final segment of East Alabama today as we talk about the Summer Concert Series in Gadsden. The First Friday series happens every first Friday night at the Mort Glosser Amphitheater in Gadsden. After First Friday events downtown, you just go right on over to the amphitheater for a free concert and a free show. As we've mentioned, tonight's the first show, and that is Purple Masquerade, which is a Prince tribute band. Coming up on June the 2nd is the World Turning Band, which is a Fleetwood Mac tribute. On Friday, July the 7th, Ultimate Aldean, which is a Jason Aldean tribute. And then wrapping up the series this year on August the 4th is Departure, very popular Journey tribute band that you guys are bringing back in again, and so everybody's happy about that. The best way to keep up with this information and to find out about it probably is Facebook, right?
Yes, and we have a Facebook page. It's called Summer Concert Series at the AMP. Mm-hmm. You can get it there. You can get it at the City of Gadsden Facebook page, Greater Gadsden Facebook page. Mm-hmm. Of course, you know, the City of Gadsden website. You can always call my office for more information. That's 256-549-4680. Mm-hmm. And anybody would be happy to answer those questions for you.
And remember, these concerts are free. You don't pay anything to get in the door. They're family friendly. Bring the whole family. Especially when they're going to be outside at the AMP, as you can tell. You know, and we're inside today because of rain. But when they're outside at the AMP, you know, lawn chairs, cushions.
You can bring your coolers.
Bring your coolers,
yes.
And things like that, and just come and enjoy a really nice, fun night with some great music.
Yeah, and you never know. We toss T-shirts out. Jax comes in. They toss T-shirts. They toss beach balls. So watch out. There's always things tossing through the air.
Yeah, keep up with that. So, well, all right, folks. Thank you for joining us for today's East Alabama Today. Janet, thank you for joining us as well. We'll talk to you again when it comes car show time, which is just around the corner. So we'll have that coming up for you in just a little while as well. So thanks for joining us here on East Alabama Today. We'll see you next time.